Hey guys, my name is Dr. Ilman. I'm a physical therapist. Today I would like to go over pupillary light reflex and I will try my best to make it as simple as possible. So first let's define what pupillary light reflex is. Pupillary light reflex is when you're shining the light on. Let's say I'm shining the light on my right eye. The pupils of the right eye and the left eye are supposed to be constricting. And now if it is dilating after shining the light on, if the pupils are dilating, that means it is an abnormal response. Now, out of cranial nerve, there are 12 cranial nerves, as you know. Out of cranial nerve 12, there are two cranial nerves that are working here in pupillary light reflex. It is cranial nerve 2 and cranial nerve 3. So cranial nerve 2 is purely sensory and cranial nerve 3 is motor. So think of cranial nerve 2 here as a messenger. Its job is to, let's say if I'm shining the light on my right eye, cranial nerve 2's job is to get the signal, since it's a sensory nerve, and it's supposed to tell cranial nerve 3, hey, I'm sensing light here. There's a danger. You better constrict. And it is cranial nerve 3's job. Either it's going to constrict or it's going to dilate. If it's constricting, that means cranial nerve 3 is intact. And if it is dilating, that means cranial nerve 3 is damaged. I'll give you now 6 scenarios. You will tell me if cranial nerve 3 or cranial nerve 2 is damaged here. So first, let's say I'm shining the light on my right eye, and both of the people of my right eye and the people of my left eye, let's say both of them are constricting. Whose fault is it? Is it cranial nerve 2's fault or cranial nerve 3's fault? The answer is, what do you think? It is neither cranial nerve 2's fault nor it is cranial nerve 3's fault, because the normal response is when you shine the light, both of the pupils are supposed to be constricting. And in first scenario, both of them are constricted, everything is good. Scenario number 2. Let's say I am shining the light on my right eye again. The pupil of my right eye is constricting, but the pupil of my left eye is dilating. Whose fault is it here? Is it cranial nerve 2's fault or cranial nerve 3's fault? And if it is cranial nerve 3's fault, is it right cranial nerve 3's fault, or left cranial nerve 3's fault, or right cranial nerve 3's fault? The answer is, here it is left cranial nerve 3's fault. Why? Look at my fingers. The pupil at my left eye is dilating. That means cranial nerve 3 is damaged on my left eye. But cranial nerve 3 is intact on my right eye because it is constricting. And how do I know that cranial nerve 2 in this scenario is intact? Because if cranial nerve 2 was damaged, my right eye wouldn't be constricting. If cranial nerve 2 was damaged, the fact that my right eye is constricting, that means my right eye got the signal from cranial nerve 2, but my left eye didn't get the signal from cranial nerve 2. That's why it is dilating. That means cranial nerve 2 it has done its job, but my cranial nerve 3 didn't receive that signal. That means cranial nerve 3 on my left eye is damaged. Now let's say I'm shining the light again on my right eye, right? Now this time the people at my right eye is dilating and the people at my left eye is constricting. Now whose fault is it here? What do you think? Is it cranial nerve 2's fault or cranial nerve 3's fault? Here it is cranial nerve 3's fault, but which side? At my right side. Because look, the people at my right eye is dilating. You see that? So the right cranial nerve 3 in this scenario is damaged, but the left cranial nerve 3 is intact. But again, even in this scenario, cranial nerve 2 is good, because if cranial nerve 2 was damaged, my left eye wouldn't have got constricted. The fact that the people of my left eye got constricted, that means cranial nerve 2 has done its job. So cranial nerve 2 in this scenario is also intact. Now the last scenario is, let's say I'm shining the light on my right eye, and both the people at my right eye and the left eye got dilated. Now, whose fault is it? Is it cranial nerve 3's fault or cranial nerve 2's fault? This is cranial nerve 2's fault because cranial nerve 2 didn't send the signal to cranial nerve 3. That's why cranial nerve 3, instead of constricting the eyes, it is dilating because cranial nerve 2 is damaged here. Now, question is, which cranial nerve 2 is damaged? Is it left cranial nerve? Is it left cranial 2 is damaged? Or is this right cranial nerve 2 is damaged? In order to answer that, the foundation that I would like to lay on is that whichever eyes you're shining the light, that's the cranial nerve 2 is damaged. Let's say I'm shining the light at my right eye, right? I'm shining the light at my right eye, and both of my pupils got dilated. That means my cranial nerve 2 at my right side is damaged. If I'm shining the light at my left side, right? If let's say I'm shining the light at my left eyes, right? And both the people got dilated. That means cranial nerve 2 is damaged because it has not done its job. That's why cranial nerve 2 got dilated instead of constricting it. My cranial nerve 2 is damaged. But which cranial nerve 2 is damaged here? Again, the answer is in whichever side you're shining the light, that's the side is damaged. That means cranial nerve 2 is damaged at the left eye because I'm shining the light at the left eye. That's why left cranial nerve 2 is damaged. The left cranial nerve 2 is affected. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, cranial nerve 3 can damage cranial nerve 3 can damage at the right eye or at the left eye. Right? It doesn't matter. But whichever side you're shining the light on, if both the people are dilating, that means cranial nerve 2 is not doing its job as a messenger. And whichever side you're shining, that's the cranial nerve 2 that will be damaged. And the moment, let's say I'm shining the light at my right eye, the moment you have one eye constricting, one pupil, let's say my right pupil is constricting, but my left pupil is dilating, the moment that happens, that means cranial nerve 2 gotta be intact because it has done its job. That's why my right eye is constricting. And the same thing is true here too. If I'm shining the light at my left eye, my left eye, let's say, is getting dilated, but my right eye is constricting. That means cranial nerve 2 again is spared here. That means the cranial nerve 2 is intact. Because if it was damaged, both of the pupils would have gotten dilated. I hope that really clarifies the concept. And I would like to what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually post an NPTE style question to really ensure that if you have understood that concept, I would highly encourage you to answer that question. Thank you so much. Happy studying.